They never warn you about this part. Nobody talks about it. Nobody posts about it, because it doesn't look good on social media. Before success, there is a phase that feels empty, quiet, lonely. Not because you failed, but because you changed. This is not the loneliness of being unwanted. This is the loneliness of becoming uncommon. And if you're in this phase right now, let me tell you something important. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not losing. You are being prepared. This is the loneliest phase before success, and it happens to almost everyone who actually makes it. At first, your journey looks normal. You're excited. You tell people your plans. You talk about your dreams. Some support you. Some smile politely. Some doubt you. But slowly, something changes. You start working more, thinking deeper, questioning everything, and without realizing it, you stop fitting in. Your old conversations feel shallow. Your old routines feel pointless. Your old environment feels heavy. You don't hate people. You just can't relate anymore. And that's when the loneliness begins. Not because people leave, but because you no longer belong where you used to be. This phase feels confusing, because nothing is wrong on the outside, but everything feels different on the inside. You're not successful yet, but you're no longer average. You're in between, and the space between who you were and who you are becoming is one of the most uncomfortable places a human being can exist. This is where most people quit, because the loneliness makes them question everything. They ask, why does nobody understand me? Why does it feel like I'm doing this alone? Why does my circle feel smaller? Why does silence follow me now? What they don't realize is that this silence is not punishment. It is protection. Success requires separation. Growth demands distance. You cannot rise while holding on to everything that keeps you familiar. Think about it. Every upgrade requires removal. Old habits, old mindsets, old environments, and sometimes old people. Not because they're bad, but because they are tied to an old version of you. The loneliest phase before success is when you outgrow who you used to be, but haven't yet become who you're meant to be. You wake up early while others sleep. You stay disciplined while others relax. You say no to comfort while others say yes. And slowly, your life stops matching theirs. You start moving at a different pace, thinking on a different frequency, valuing different things. And this creates distance. Distance feels like loneliness, but it is actually alignment. Alignment with your future. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Success isolates before it connects. Before the crowd comes, there is silence. Before recognition, there is invisibility. Before applause, there are empty rooms. Before confidence, there is self-doubt. Before strength, there is self-doubt. There is discomfort. Before clarity, there is confusion. This phase is where your character is built. Not your money, not your followers, not your reputation, your character. Because when nobody is watching, when nobody is clapping, when nobody is encouraging you, you discover who you really are. You discover whether you are disciplined or dependent, committed or convenient, focused or distracted. This phase strips you of external validation. No likes, no praise, no approval, just you and your goals. And this is intentional, because if you need validation to continue, success would destroy you. You must learn to move without applause. The loneliest phase teaches you self-trust. You learn to rely on your own vision, your own standards, your own discipline. You stop asking for permission. You stop explaining yourself. You stop proving. You just do the work. And that work is often boring, repetitive, unsexy. Early mornings, late nights, missed events, canceled plans. People assume you disappeared. But in reality, you are rebuilding yourself. This is when friends stop calling. This is when group chats go quiet. This is when invitations slow down. Not because you are unloved, but because your priorities changed. And here's where it gets dangerous. Many people return to their old life just to escape the loneliness. They abandon the future for the comfort of the past. They choose familiarity over fulfillment, and they stay average forever. But the ones who make it stay. They stay in the quiet. They stay in the discomfort. They stay in the uncertainty. They understand that loneliness is temporary, but regret is permanent. This phase sharpens you. It teaches you emotional independence, mental strength, spiritual resilience. You stop needing people to understand because you understand yourself. You stop seeking approval because you approve of your effort. You stop chasing connection because you are connected to purpose. Purpose fills the space that distraction used to occupy. And yes, some nights feel heavy. Some mornings feel empty. You wonder if it's worth it. You question your direction. You doubt your progress. But let me be clear. Doubt does not mean you are wrong. It means you are stretching. Loneliness does not mean failure. It means transformation. Every successful person you admire passed through this phase. They just didn't post about it. They didn't live stream the isolation. They didn't tweet the uncertainty. They survived it quietly. This phase teaches you to sit with yourself, without escaping, without numbing, without running. You learn to be alone, without being lonely. There is a difference. Loneliness is the absence of connection. Solitude is the presence of purpose. High achievers master solitude. They use it to think, to plan, to build, to sharpen. While others drown in noise, they grow in silence. And when the results finally appear, when the success becomes visible, people return. They ask how you did it. They say they always believed in you. They admire your discipline, but they never saw this phase. They never saw the nights you stayed consistent, the mornings you pushed yourself, the days you felt disconnected. This is the price of becoming rare. You cannot live like everyone else and expect to live like no one else. The loneliest phase before success is not meant to break you. It is meant to separate you. Separate you from distractions, from mediocrity, from excuses. It removes anything that does not serve your future. And when this phase ends, you don't just gain success. You gain strength, clarity, confidence, identity. You know who you are, because you met yourself in silence. So if you're feeling alone right now, if your circle is smaller, if your path feels quiet, do not panic. Lost. You are early. Stay disciplined. Stay focused. Stay patient. This phase does not last forever, but the version of you it creates will. This is not the loneliest phase of your life. This is the foundation of your success, and one day you will look back at this silence and thank it because it made you who you are.